The Charter Schools of New Jersey. Since 1997, they've provided quality public education choice in cities and suburbs throughout the state. Educators, parents, communities, government leaders, working together with a commitment to ensuring that a high-quality public education is accessible to all.
Now you look at your charter schools and the achievement that you've been able to develop, especially in our urban areas, on a fraction of the money that have been given to your other public school partners. Now, if you're governor and you have limited resources, you want to have more people who know how to educate children in the right way doing that job than less.
The New Jersey Charter School Act was signed into law by Governor Whitman in early 1996. In September of 1997, the first 13 schools opened their doors. By 2010, that number had grown to 73, with nearly 24,000 students enrolled and another 20,000 on waiting lists. Charter schools are free public schools that operate independently of the local school board. They are obligated to follow the same laws and regulations as district public schools regarding educational standards, teacher certification, statewide testing, and the health and safety of students. Their purpose is to give parents and students a first-class choice when it comes to public education. Because they are free public schools, equally open to all students in their region of residence, they are truly accessible to all parents, regardless of their means.
What charter schools permit one to do is to take an idea and a concept and to put it into action very quickly.
Charter schools give you that opportunity to really create a well-developed human being, one that you can trust will go out into the world and really make a difference.
Charter schools are public schools of choice. This means parents can remove their children from charter schools if they are not satisfied with the school's program or performance. This double layer of accountability to the state and to parents means that charter schools that don't perform or do not meet the needs of their communities can be closed.
Another variable that we use to measure our success is parent satisfaction. We conduct surveys every year. In our very first year, we had a parent satisfaction rate of 91%. Last year, that slipped a little bit. We went down to 85%. This year, when we did the surveys, we have a 99% parent satisfaction rate. We literally could not do better in terms of meeting the needs of our customers and our clients, which are our students and our parents.
Foundation who can expand 1 to 3 feet each.
Charter school students are chosen at random through a lottery. Students who do not get in are placed on a waiting list. With more than 20,000 students on waiting lists, many more charter schools are needed to meet this demand. On average, charter schools operate with approximately 70% of the per-pupil funding of district schools. And since they don't receive any of the billions of facilities dollars provided to district schools through the School Development Authority, the cost of facilities consume on average 14% of a charter school's operating budget. With such a scarcity of resources, charter school teachers and administrators must squeeze the most instructional benefit out of every dollar they receive.
Our money goes to our kids. It goes into that classroom. That's where it goes. And because we are small, and because we are not top-heavy, and because we don't have a board dictating what we do with our money and how we use it, we're able to get it to the kids.
So charter schools manage to do more with less. But how do they do it? As we're about to find out, there's no one single answer.
The thing that I really love about charters is the opportunity they facilitate to create an incredible culture, incredible school culture. And what is the school culture? A culture, most fundamentally, is a set of shared values.
While charter school programs differ in substantial ways, The culture of all charter schools is formed by a strong central mission and an entrepreneurial willingness to do whatever it takes to help students succeed. By freeing teachers and administrators from excessive bureaucracy, charters encourage educational reform and real innovation, and inspire the kind of results our children deserve. Every day at Foundation Academy in Trenton starts with a morning assembly of the entire school.
What will you need? Discipline. Will you succeed? Yes. And where are you going? To college.
The circle is really that time to set the tone for the day, set those high behavioral expectations. So things that the students are going to need throughout the day, tracking the speaker, standing with their hands at their side, that self-discipline point that they're going to need as they go into the classrooms. It's also really just to build in that positive vibe, to give them that positive frame of mind so that they're starting the day off on a positive note.
So let's give them 3 hand claps on 3. 1, 2, 3.
At Pride Academy in East Orange, the day also starts with a morning meeting of the entire school.
We need to have a peaceful, structured learning environment. So that's what we're creating school-wide. They're socializing, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of energy, and now we need to move from that mindset into becoming focused and ready to line up, to follow directions, to listen to directions, to move in an orderly way into classes.
Of earning a Pride Scholar and a Most Determined Award each and every day. Again,
morning meetings are just one example of the effective community-building innovations in charter schools, where teachers and staff are always looking for new ways to engage their students.
The best thing about working at Pride Academy is that I get to come to a place every day where everybody is committed to really working and giving their all for the kids.
This school is like no other school in New Jersey, in that every single student here at Foundation Academy plays a string instrument. And it's so beautiful watching these kids come from not being able to identify a staff to be able to read full orchestral pieces, and to be able to identify the different instruments in the string orchestra. It's amazing.
2, 3, here we go.
The teachers give 100%, give 120% every single day. There are teachers who stay here until 11 o'clock at night, just preparing for the next day. We put so much into this so the kids can get everything that we have out of it.
Here we go. Very nice. Keep it strong. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful.
The biggest asset in a charter school versus a traditional public school would be the fact that there are no restrictions to the amount of time that you can actually spend with a teacher, that I can be in and out of the classrooms. Teachers at any point in time during the day can stop by and ask questions and ask for support. So there's no restrictions on how much support that you can provide for the people within the building.
The creativity and innovation at charter schools is a means to a greater end. And that end is simple: success in college. At charter schools throughout the state, there are visible reminders to the student body that college is its goal.
Our mission is to prepare all of our students for college. Unfortunately, in the city of Trenton today, for every 100 students who enter Trenton Central High School, 4 years later, only 12 of them graduate prepared to go to college.
I am more excited about going to college. Like I'm actually looking at college that I really want to go to now. I don't think I would be if I was in another school.
This school, it prepares you for college, and it shows you, like our field trips, like some kids' field trips might be going to like the aquarium or something. We actually go to colleges. We look at campuses. We look at things that will help us when we get to college.
Camden Academy High School opened in 2005. 4 years later, the high school started to see its first alumni graduate from college.
this year as well as last year, just going to some of these college graduations and seeing them, and it's like, wow, you know, they're walking that stage getting their college degree. When I first met them 8 years ago or 9 years ago, I never would have thought this particular student would be walking that stage, getting this degree, and lo and behold, there they are. And then they see you. And I just had an experience last week. One of my former students he saw me, he ran up on me, he just hugged me and said, you know, thanks for everything, Mr. Mack, thanks for everything, you know, really appreciate that.
Our SAT banners, our college acceptance letters that we frame on the wall. It's a visual that we show that this is the goal. And once you achieve this goal, we're going to demonstrate it and display it.
Freshman year, our literature teacher, Mr. Reynolds, took us on this amazing trip to Princeton. And then we went and we saw a play there. And then going there was like, okay, like, I love this environment. Before that, it was just like, oh, I'll just go to Rowan and like stay local. So I decided that I wanted to apply to Bryn Mawr, and I got accepted. I'm very happy about that.
I'll be attending Drew University next year. My major is biology. I'm kind of a science geek.
I want to be the one who wants to discover a new vaccine or a new something that could just change the world and just cure cancer or cure anything.
New Jersey charter schools have enlisted the help of a natural partner in the success of students at all grade levels: parents.
We call parents to our school, and I start a day with having a breakfast with parents. That parents' breakfast really builds another relation, another connection with parents. We share the same food around one table. Once they feel that this is a different school, really value parents' activities and involvements, they become more involved.
And the one thing that we stress to them, the tendency is as your child gets older, you tend to let go and allow them to do things on their own. We're kind of the other direction. We need you to hang on a little closer because the bigger they are, the bigger the problems they have.
In Camden, demand from parents led to the formation of a charter high school in 2005, and several years later, an elementary school.
Camden's Promise is our middle school. That's our oldest school. It was started in 1998. Our high school is Camden Academy, which is our 9 through 12 program, and our elementary school just opened up 2 years ago, and that's K1 and 2. Each school has Camden in its name, and that's a key aspect of our mission, which is our students having pride in Camden as a city and being able to go out to colleges and campuses around the country and be able to represent they're from Camden, they're going to go back to Camden, and they're going to be productive citizens.
The charter school movement has augmented its growth by tapping into the active support of parents. But growing the quality of charter schools relies, first and foremost, on the efforts of another equally critical group.
If you're an educator, that is the hope for your student. You hope that your student comes into your school or comes into your class, you educate them, but the knowledge you give them doesn't just sit there. That, yes, they grow in book smarts and they grow academically, but you really hope they take that and they're like, how can I use this knowledge to make my life better?
When we hire a teacher, we really make our expectations clear. We tell them we need dedication and we need really hard work. So our teachers knows that our expectations are high, and we ask them to do different and to do more than the others.
The commitment of charter school teachers extends far beyond the normal school day.
Teachers give out their numbers so that we could even call them at nighttime, when we're home and we can't ask the question at school, and we may sometimes we may forget to ask a question. They give you their numbers so that you could call them at nighttime and ask them a question, and they'll have a full-fledged conversation with you about the problem you're having.
The teachers are always here for us, no matter if we have a question about anything, we can always call them or stay after school till 5:30 and ask them any questions that we want, so they're always here for us.
And all the questions, they don't have to be about school. It could be life problems that you're going through at home, and your teachers will take the time to listen to what you have to say and give their feedback on it.
All the teachers, even if I never even had them in a subject, I know them by name and they know me by name.
What I like most is the dedicated teachers. They stay very focused with the students. If you need help, they're always here. They're available for anything.
All the teachers said they believe in me. They said that they'll be behind me whenever I need them. They even give me their cell phone numbers just in case you're in college, you're struggling. You can come over here, we help you. They're a family. We are a family here.
The teachers spend more time with the children here. They individually know each child here. So they recognize, they contact me to let me know that one of my children's having a problem and set up tutoring, set up some extra or before school or after school help. Here, the teachers are here to 4:30 and they'll stay. I mean, I've been here where they're leaving at 6.
At the New Jersey Charter School Association's annual conference, teachers and administrators from all over the state look for ways to be more effective.
It's the opportunity to share with colleagues and peers and people who understand exactly what we go through on a day-to-day basis.
The workshops I've actually attended, I came out of feeling as though I had learned something and things that were actually applicable to my teaching.
You're not stifled by a lot of red tape in a public school where everything is very much by the book. In a lot of places, charter schools really let you map out your curriculum, teach different ways, and kind of give you a lot of freedom.
Last year, we had over 1,000 applicants for 13 teaching positions. That means 3% of the people who applied to us were actually hired. It's harder to get a teaching job here statistically than it is to get into Harvard University.
Our regular day is 7:30 to 3:30, but no one at the stable is generally here from 7:30 to 3:30. It's always either later, it's here earlier. Our math teacher will come in early and work. He'll have half a class. Our English teacher for 11th grade will have half a class of students here before 7 o'clock, working with them. And it's that model that could be replicated, anywhere and everywhere. And teachers need to see that, if we're more mission-oriented, we can do more with the kids.
Both charter schools and parents have an unshakable belief in their students' ability to succeed. And the students routinely justify that belief. Throughout charter schools in New Jersey, high expectations inspire students to greater achievement.
1 equals 45.
What did we do? What's our answer?
45.
Did we get it correct?
Yes.
With a star. Good job.
High expectation is the key component. At the beginning of the year, we communicate with all stakeholders. We really make them understand this is the school that everyone is accountable for everything, and there is a really high expectations. High expectations of students' performances, teachers' performances, and parent involvement as well.
Everything that we do, from our uniform to our expectations, that we're always talking to them. There's always counseling going on. It's either a teacher, deans, the principal. I mean, everybody is working at the same thing, and the kids know what's expected of them.
When we say we have high expectations, we mean it in things like if the heading on your paper is not the proper school heading, then we won't accept your assignment.
The kids will definitely rise to the occasion, so just setting those expectations both behaviorally and academically, students often just rise right up.
You feel more responsible. You know what you're going into, you know what you need to do in the morning. It's not kind of a thing where just get up and put your clothes on and just leave or whatever. You have to actually make sure you have everything together, and it's just kind of more of a feeling of responsibility for me.
In this school, we know that we have to do the work. It's expectation.
We
know that we have to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not they're forcing us to do the work. We wanna live up to their expectations, and to live up to their expectations, we have to do the work.
We were put in a class where we had all these kids, all these scholars who were okay, what you get on this test? Oh, what you get on that? Okay, let me beat you. It was the competition that drew us all together, and that's what I loved about being in honors from 9th grade.
We start from the premise that working harder is part of the reason why we will be more successful. And so we simply work harder than other students do. We say regularly that we have the hardest working students in the city of Trenton. And just in pure hours alone, hours of the day that we're here, months of the year that we're here, amounts of homework that we give students, our students are given 90 minutes to 2 hours of homework every night. We simply work harder than other schools.
Students can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner here if they chose to. We run a Monday through Friday program that way. We do have Saturday programs from time to time, and we run a full summer program. Some of this is optional, some of this is required if there's remediation needed. It is a matter of our students are coming to us with needs, and one of the needs they have is they need to be in an educational environment for more time to catch up.
The additional class time includes more personal instruction, thanks to the smaller class sizes that are typical of charter schools.
Our teachers are professional teachers, and they really know how to work students individually, depending on their needs. Again, data shows what students' weaknesses and strengths are, but the teachers also have some instructional skills to help with these students.
I feel, though, even though this is a public school, I feel this is an oasis. My daughter gets to blossom, and here she gets hands-on.
A movement is happening that's larger than you and me in this room. A movement is happening that draws upon the great history of people who stood up against the odds and proved society wrong.
But while charter schools are different, are they working? The answer, quite simply, is yes.
In our very first year of operation, we outperformed every other charter school and the Trenton district schools at our grade level. So from the start, we did exceedingly well in our core mission of educating students.
We test students' performances regularly, and depending on the students' performance data, we have some action plans. All teachers are accountable for students' performances.
In 2005, we graduated our first class of students who went from 6th grade through till their senior year. And since then, we've graduated each class, and we have a 90% college admittance rate.
I've been in education for some years now, and often you don't see the transformation happening in front of you. But here, I'm actually seeing it in action, and it's very, very powerful and empowering to see students who came at the very beginning and are now in their second year with us. But then the feeling that they get and what we're seeing in them and their responses and how they connect to our value of empathy, particularly thinking of someone other than themselves. Again, in middle school, it's all about thinking about me. They're able to, and we see them thinking about other people.
The mission of our school centers around strong academic focus, but empowering students with the knowledge and skills they need so that they could be bold enough to take a step out there and empower others and to make choices for their future, to really shape their future.
There's absolutely a sense of pride, a sense of ownership. We will often have students who will join us in the 7th or 8th grade for the first time, and other students will pull them aside and say, no, we don't do that here. We don't disrespect our teachers here. We don't speak ill of other teammates, other members of our community here.
This is the beginning of the beginning, because I see the charter movement spreading in this state and in this country.
The charter school program in New Jersey is off to a promising start.
The leadership in the charter school system today is very important. Without the appropriate leadership, your school will not be a success. And you're fortunate enough to have leaders who are coming from the broken system of public school into the charter school system with a vision of repairing the system and making it better.
But what happens from here can potentially transform the future of education in the state and the future of our children.
Unlike many institutions, I have a building that was given to me to start a charter school. But I'm offended by the fact that the public schools will get $12,000 for Johnny, and then when Johnny comes to my charter school, I'm going to get $9,000, and they're going to get $3,000 just for existing. I believe if school choice is going to be school choice, then the money has got to follow the child, period.
Charter school people are cup half full people all the time. And so we operate with 70% of the funds from the Trenton School District. Not a problem. We're still going to educate our students better than the Trenton School District. We run into issues and challenges with trying to secure facilities. Not a problem. We'll find a facility. We'll make it work. We'll take an old building like this and make it beautiful and a great place for our children so that they can learn.
Having consistent leadership over time, having the standards in place, and really having folks who understand the mission, embrace it, and take it to the next step. That's the hugest issue.
I really believe that the limiting factor in charter school movement is going to be the ability to find the leaders.
New Jersey's charter schools, with support in the governor's office, leadership at the top, and commitment in the classroom. New Jersey's charter schools are poised to lead and to grow. There's new energy, new leadership, and a clear vision a vision that leads the way to building a better future.
Over the next 4 years, you will have a governor who will support you, who will cheer for you, who will visit you, who will expand your ranks, and who will hold you up to the entire nation as an example of what great New Jerseyans can do when we band together as a family to care more about the less fortunate among us than we do about ourselves.